Welcome to our channel. Caitlin Clark keeps repeating the same word over and over. It's a masterclass in emotional intelligence. Last Friday night, Indiana Fever and WNBA superstar Caitlin Clark had a standout game. Clark set a new career high with 31 points to go along with 12 assists, 4 rebounds, and a steal. But even more important was her team's accomplishment. The Fever came away with a win as they blew out the Chicago Sky with a score of 100-81. After the game, an interviewer focused on Clark's stellar performance, saying she was in a zone and playing outstanding basketball all evening. "Honestly, I thought minus the first 6 minutes of the game, we were really good," said Clark. "We played sound defense. I thought we executed well. We pushed the pace. We knew when to push the ball in transition. We knew when to pull it out. So I'm just proud of this group. I thought we battled, and we didn't let it get close at the end." Amazingly, in less than 30 seconds, Clark used the word "we" 13 times. And she went on to use that word at least another 10 times through the rest of the 2-minute interview. Before you dismiss this as a simple case of repetition, let's take a closer look at Clark's response and what lessons it teaches in emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and manage emotions. Sign up here for my free email emotional intelligence course. If you're a basketball fan, you know that Clark is one of the most heralded rookies of all time in both the men's and women's game. Those kind of expectations can be a double-edged sword, though. In addition to placing the bar almost impossibly high, they could potentially create a wedge not only between Clark and her opponents, but even between Clark and her teammates. That's why Clark's post-game interview is so remarkable. The interviewer's initial question focused on Clark's individual performance. But despite her outstanding play and a night where she set a new career high in points scored, Clark refused to bask in the spotlight. Rather, by repeatedly using the word "we," Clark quickly shifted focus from her to her teammates and their efforts. She credited the team for working together. She credited the team for making the necessary changes. She credited the team for figuring it out. In doing so, Clark teaches a masterclass in how to build confidence in your teammates and how to build chemistry with your team in the process. So, what can you learn from Clark and her emotionally intelligent interview? I've spent years studying successful teams. One thing I learned, no matter how great one or two superstars are, you'll go farther and accomplish more if you have a team who works well together. Why? Because a great team is more than the sum of its parts. A great team succeeds because its members depend on one another. They identify each other's strengths, and then they praise each other and leverage those strengths. They're flexible and helpful, and they have each other's backs. This kind of team isn't built overnight. It takes countless conversations and actions to get there. Maybe that's why, after a rough start to the season, the Indiana Fever have started to really click together only in the past few weeks. But make no mistake, if you're trying to build a culture of teamwork, words matter. So take a page out of Caitlin Clark's playbook and make sure you're emphasizing the "we" and not the "me."